Have you ever felt, deep in your soul, that something is about to change, even though you can't explain why? Maybe you've faced difficult days, silent nights, decisions that felt too heavy, or moments when everything in your life seemed stuck. And yet, deep inside there is a small flame whispering, "God is doing something. I just can't see it yet." Many times, before God moves something in our lives, He begins to prepare us in silence. He touches areas we've ignored, rearranges people around us, closes doors that once looked promising, and brings us spiritual discomfort we can't even describe. And it's exactly in this process, in this silence, this waiting, this inner pressure, that the signs begin to appear, showing that His timing is approaching. Today, I want to show you something many people fail to notice: the clear, emotional, spiritual, and even practical signs God sends before releasing an answer, a blessing, a change, or a new chapter. These signs appear when you're almost there, when you're closer to divine intervention than you think. And that's why you arrived at this video. Nothing is a coincidence. If you are here, it's because God wants to speak to you today. He wants to reveal something to your heart, open your spiritual eyes, and prepare you for what is already happening behind the scenes. Take a deep breath and surrender your mind and heart into God's hands for a few minutes, because this may be the exact moment when He begins to show you, the time is coming. I am about to move something in your life. There are moments in life when everything feels too silent, as if every prayer you make disappears into the air without a response. You try to understand what's happening. You wonder if God still hears you. You question whether you did something wrong, or if you're simply unworthy of what you're asking for. And it's in that silence that the heart starts to grow restless, as if sensing something the eyes cannot yet see. Maybe you're living through this exact moment now, and maybe you've never considered that this silence may actually be the first sign that God is about to move something powerful in your life. I want to tell you a story, the story of Daniel, an ordinary man but with a faith greater than he realized. Daniel worked hard, cared for his family, and did everything he could to keep life together, but he carried a request in his heart for years. Each day of waiting felt heavier than the day before. He knelt every night, sometimes with words, sometimes with tears absorbed by his pillow. And despite all his pleading, God remained silent. A silence that hurt, but somehow held a hidden purpose. Everything changed on an ordinary morning. Daniel left home early, trying to clear his mind as he walked down an empty street. The sky was gray, as if reflecting his soul. And in the middle of that silent walk, he felt something deep. It wasn't sadness or anxiety, it was movement, a gentle touch from within, as if something inside him was being rearranged, as if the Holy Spirit Himself was moving within him before moving outside of him. In that instant, he realized God was not silent. He was working, and sometimes the loudest movement of God happens when everything seems quiet. In the days that followed, Daniel began to notice small changes, signs he would have ignored before. People distancing themselves without explanation. Conversations that once comforted him now made him uncomfortable. Opportunities that once felt certain began to disappear. He became confused, of course, but something inside him whispered that God was clearing the ground. You know, when you look at your life and realize some things simply don't make sense anymore. When you feel disconnected from places, people, and situations that once felt so natural. That's not coincidence, it's preparation. It's God removing what cannot go with you into your next season. Before God opens a door, He closes the ones that keep you trapped. Daniel also began to feel a strange peace, a tranquility that didn't match his external circumstances. He still faced challenges. He still hadn't received the answer he longed for, but his heart was different. Philippians 4:7 calls this the peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that doesn't depend on what you see, but on what God is doing behind the spiritual curtain. This peace is one of the strongest signs that God is about to act. Because before He transforms your life, He transforms your heart so you're ready to receive what you asked for. But along with that peace came a test. Every time God is about to release something, the pressure increases. It's as if everything gets worse all at once. And that's what happened to Daniel. Old problems resurfaced, unexpected conflicts arose, and doors that once seemed slightly open slammed shut for good. He thought about giving up. He thought about turning back, but something inside him remained firm. Deep down, he knew that the pressure wasn't meant to destroy him. It was meant to push him. It was God strengthening his roots so he could hold the weight of the blessing that was about to come. Then the most unexpected moment arrived. One simple night, while praying in a dark room, Daniel knelt with no plan, no words, no strength. He only said, "Lord, I need to feel that you're still here." And it was as if a gentle yet powerful presence filled the room. He began to cry without understanding why. Not from sadness, but from relief, as if something inside him was being lifted. And in the midst of that cry, something surfaced in his heart, a phrase that wasn't his own. "I am preparing everything, trust me, the time is coming." Days later, a door he thought was forever closed finally opened. Not by force, not by insistence, not because he earned it, but because it was God's time. And when it is God's time, nothing delays it, nothing blocks it, nothing surpasses it. God does not depend on circumstances. God creates circumstances. He does not depend on paths. He makes paths where none exist. He does not need permission. He gives the order and the miracle happens. Maybe you are going through the same process Daniel went through. Maybe God is removing people from your life, stirring your emotions, changing your priorities, disconnecting you from places that once felt comfortable. Maybe you're feeling an inexplicable peace or a pressure that feels overwhelming. Maybe you're feeling like you no longer fit where you are. These are signs. Signs that God is moving pieces you cannot see. Signs that He is preparing something greater than what you prayed for. Signs that His time is approaching. And if you're hearing this message now, it is not by accident. God brought you here to tell you that He is working, that He has not forgotten you, that He has already begun what you asked for, even if your eyes still cannot see it. He is shaping you, strengthening you, aligning you with His purpose. He is bringing closer what you need and removing what slows you down. He is placing a peace in your heart that doesn't match your situation, because He wants you to trust what He is doing, not what you are seeing. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel God's presence where you are, and let this truth enter your heart. The signs are already there. God is moving. God is preparing. God is guiding you towards something that will only be revealed when you're ready. And maybe that moment is closer than you think. If this message spoke to you, write in the comments what you believe God is about to do in your life. Share this video with someone who needs this confirmation. And remember, God's silence is never absence. It is preparation. When He moves, you will understand exactly why you had to wait.